What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And guys, today's video is very interesting in my opinion, and I have to admit that potentially we are witnessing the very beginning of tsunami wave that will clean up all the problems of the US stock market. And guys, in today's video I will show you an update from Scott Roth in regards to his lawsuit. Then I will continue with extremely amazing news and extremely inspiring news from the Capitol Hill. And on top of that, I will show you some information that might be very useful in order to prove the spoofing activity on a certain ticker symbols. And before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section for whatever reasons you want. And let's start with this tweet that was written by Scott Roth just several hours ago. And he wrote this: "Keeping the heat up. Judge Race stated I made one omission in a filing 2 months ago, so to straighten out the record and adapt, we now have a motion for declaratory judgment and injunctive relief, meaning I am officially asking the judge correctly to declare FINRA unconstitutional and the U3 halt an unconstitutional abuse of power along the Rule 4560 and the Madoff exemption 2, Rule 203, Section B, subsection 2. FINRA has no immunity to this motion by law. And guys, in my opinion, it is a real bombshell, because for now Scott found the way how he can overtake the FINRA's total immunity. And if this strategy works, we will definitely see quite interesting result. So let me quote you further. The strategic issue right now for Schwab, FINRA, and to a lesser extent GTS is that the industrial shorters in the MMTLP fiasco and the broker-dealers like Schwab, who oversold by 3x, 4x, 5x or more, are facing the two-position close-only writ of mandamus being filed on December the 6th, 2024 in US District Court, Vermont. Why that date? Under the local rules in US District Court in Vermont, I have 60 days to serve the SEC chairman the writ of mandamus once I file. I don't want to serve 2Gs, and one can be sure the next SEC chairman will not take anywhere near as hostile a look at restoring 2 trading days under SEC versus Sloan. Knowing the clock may be ticking much faster for brand X in the future, Schwab et al. May be inclined at some point to cut their losses. And he added the link to the document itself, and as you can see, it is a quite long document of 36 pages, and I want to quote you just a prayer for relief. And Scott wrote, "Therefore, Roth prays for the following relief. 1. An order and judgment declaring unconstitutional the provisions of law empowering FINRA to enforce compliance with the securities laws. 2. An order and judgment enjoining FINRA from carrying out any of the powers delegated to them by Congress or the SEC. 3. An order and judgment pursuant to this document declaring that FINRA is presently constituted and operating in a manner that violates the separation of powers set forth in the Article 1 of the Constitution. 4. An order and judgment pursuant to this article declaring that FINRA, in its exercise of disciplinary functions, is a state actor and subject to the obligation to respect the rights guaranteed under the state's constitution. 5. An order of this court finding that the U3 trade halt issued by FINRA was ultra-vires and illegal. 6. An injunction immediately against FINRA continuing to execute operating using Rules 4560 or Rule 203, Section B, subsection 2, and ordering FINRA to cease allowing the movement of shares held short to overseas affiliates of US companies or individuals trading in the US stock market. Costs and attorney's fees pursuant to any applicable statute or authority. and such further relief as this court deems just and appropriate. And guys, I have to say that he added a lot of bullet points to this prayer, and I have to say that potentially some of them might be granted. And he added, as I already mentioned, more than 30 pages of the facts that proves that judge has to grant these prayers. And guys, it is not the end of today's video. I have to say that we have more and more evidence that MMTLP case just became more interesting for the people who are sitting at Capitol Hill. And let's take a look at this tweet that was written by Chris Rose. And 15 hours ago he wrote this: "It's time to drain the swamp at the SEC." And guys, it is another evidence that Chris is extremely active right now. When he just became a US senator, he is trying to help us to see the resolution. And he reposted the tweet that was posted by Meta News 16 hours ago. And Meta News wrote, "Developing that time, Charles Penn left SEC Commissioner Esther Pierce lost of words during interview regarding hedge funds and MMTLP." And guys, this is a 3-minute-long interview of Esther Pierce to Charles Penn, where he asked some tricky questions about the MMTLP saga, and Esther didn't answer to any of them. And she basically didn't know how to respond, and she tried to switch the narrative from Securities and Exchange Commission to the people who has to file the claims in order to address the SEC. But Charles Penn said that they already filed it, and SEC is extremely silent in this matter. So I have to say that just recently Donald Trump invited her to the White House, and let me show you this tweet that was written by RareDD. "Given that Donald Trump appointed Esther Pierce, she might be thinking it's finally her time to be chair. Not so fast. Where's her speech about the obvious short selling and settlement abuses that appear to be impacting tickers like DJT? How does the SEC not know what to do about MMTLP? Why does it seem like the SEC and FINRA were in cahoots? Look at where SEC and FINRA employees go to work for once they leave their respective regulator." And guys, this is quite interesting update, and I covered it several times, that right after some employees step down from FINRA and SEC, they immediately start to work for the companies who potentially might be involved in the illegal actions. And definitely this is another evidence that potentially SEC and FINRA cover these companies, cover these wrongdoers, and they just want to pay back to the people who covers them from the authorities' side. So, and another sentence: "Perhaps Gary Gensler isn't the only one that needs to be fired." And I have to say that for now we have a huge tsunami wave that is appearing right now on the US stock market. And the part of this, let me show you this tweet. Meta News wrote it 5 hours ago. "Just in, South Korea to monitor Donald Trump's stock following presidential election. Today, Donald Trump announced an investigation into market manipulators of DJT. Why can't US regulators do this?" And Meta News refers to its own tweet, and it refers to the tweet that was written by Christian Shaughnessy. And let me quote to this: "South Korea wants to know who is manipulating DJT. So if you are illegally shorting the stock, better settle the trades." According, and this is the direct speech, "According to Odiali, South Korea's financial regulatory authorities are set to enhance their market surveillance, with a particular focus on stocks linked to Donald Trump and the increasing volatility in the cryptocurrency sector. This decision follows the recent US election results and the latest statement from the Federal Reserve's Federal Open Market Committee, FOMC. And I have to say that it is quite promising for DJT case, and guess what? Our case is tied up together with DJT case because of the letter that was written on April 23rd of this year. And here we have a mention of our case, and we have a letter that was written by Representative Ralph Norman, and that was addressed to Gary Gensler and Robert W. Cook. And this letter was signed by 74 Congress members, and unfortunately we don't have the results from the Congress side. We don't have proper answers from Gary Gensler and Robert Cook, but this mention of our letter alone gives us a legal right to be investigated within the DJT case. And let me show you another update. For now, here is the news about the investigation into DJT stock manipulation. And it says, Trump now launches an investigation into the DJT stock manipulation that occurred when a rumor was started relating to the sale of Truth Social shares. And the rumors started right after September 19th, when the lockup period has ended, but Donald Trump didn't sell any of his shares, and he doesn't have even an intention to sell these shares. But because of these rumors, we had a lot of bearish pressure, and basically DJT stock experienced a lot of bearish pressure, and that is why the price moved south. And I have to say that this is another evidence of the spoofing activity, and I will show you how this activity might be investigated in a couple of minutes. But for now, let's take a look again at this tweet, and as the result of these two actions from South Korea and from DJT and Donald Trump himself, to investigate these actions related to DJT, we have a petition to implement a temporary ban on short selling in the United States stock market. And guys, I have to say that we know that it is a 100% achievable target, because we have this same law that was implemented almost a year ago by South Korea, and they investigated extremely thoroughly all the illegal actions on their stock market, and that is why, guys, SEC and FINRA can do the same. But for some reasons, and we definitely know what these reasons are, they don't want to do it, and I think it should be ended. And how we can achieve it? Guys, take a look at this tweet. Meta News also wrote this. Just in, Donald Trump is already looking for Gary Gensler's replacement. The president-elect is considering Wall Street lawyer Richard Farley to replace the SEC chairman. And we know that Donald Trump promised in one of his speeches that he made several months ago that he will fire Gary Gensler on day one of his presidency. And guys, I think it will happen within foreseeable future, let's put it this way. But for now, we have to know who will replace Gary Gensler, and depending on this person, we might anticipate some further steps towards the fair and transparent market. And guys, as I already mentioned, the tsunami wave just started, and in my opinion, it is very exciting news. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. Anna reposted the tweet that was written by Christian Shaughnessy, and Christian wrote 9 hours ago. Exposing the counterfeit groups sounds a bit more forceful now than it did in May when I first posted it. And here is the direct speech from Devin Nunes. And Devin Nunes is the CEO of Trump Media and Technology Group. And he said, but I think the problem is bigger, and maybe they got so greedy at targeting us that maybe, just maybe, but maybe we are going to expose something that's gonna be bigger than what most of us imagine. And he's talking about the short sellers activity that is related and was related to DJT case, and that was the reason of the writing of this letter. And as you can see, this letter was also written by Devin Nunes. And here is, wait a second, here is an add-on that was written by Christian Shaughnessy. Now that his company is under attack by illegal short selling, CEO Devin Nunes is fighting back. He admits it's an issue he should have exposed when he was in Congress. Click on this. And she also refers to the tweet that was written by Wise Guys, by Johnny Tobacco. And Johnny Tobacco refers to the tweet that was posted by Stephanie 16 hours ago. And she posted the video that basically it is an interview of Devin Nunes where he explains the illegal actions that were found in the stock market related to their company, related to DJT stock. And I have to say that for now, all of these facts that were disclosed for the last couple of years, for now, we have all this evidence on the table, and potentially all this evidence will be used in the upcoming litigations. And these actions might be a reality because of the results of the elections. On top of that, let me show you this post. You know that Pete Sessions is the second, wait a second, I will show you. He was the second Congress member who signed the letter that was prepared by Ralph Norman with the 16 questions for Gary Gensler and Robert W. Cook. But they switched their opinion. Ralph Norman and Pete Sessions basically betrayed us. And Pete Sessions, in his Twitter account, just recently published this tweet. Last night I had the privilege of honoring the remarkable Deep East Texas recipients of the Congressional Veteran Commendation. These 5 outstanding individuals have not only served our country with exceptional courage and dedication, but have also continued to make lasting contributions to their local communities. It was an honor to celebrate their legacy of service last night. And guys, what is the difference between these veterans? And I have nothing to say against them, but what is the difference between these people and, for example, this veteran that explained his heartbreaking story, and Marcus reposted it on July the 4th. And I have to say that we have a lot of veterans who lost their money in MMTLP saga. And what is the difference between our veterans, let's put it this way, and these veterans? I think they are all the same. They served with exceptional courage, and I don't want to make any differences between them. But it is what it is, and we have to move forward. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.